Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here. Welcome to my 100% collectibles guide for Strange Brigade. I'll be taking you through the entire game, mission by mission, showing you all of the collectibles in order to unlock all of the collectible related achievement or trophies. Now, before we jump straight into mission 1, I want to give a little bit of a small introduction, just so you understand what each piece of collectible is, how it spawns, and what you're looking for. First off, I'll start with jars, and each mission has exactly 4 jars. There are 8 missions with collectibles, so there are 32 jars in the game. All you have to do in order to unlock these is find them and then shoot them. Keep in mind that these are individual collectibles and not shared between co-op partners, so make sure everyone in your group is shooting them. The next collectible type we have are called Relics, and each mission has 6 relics for a total of 48 within the game. These are almost exclusively found while doing puzzles, although there are also relic goblins, we'll call them, in each level. They are special enemies that spawn at certain times, carrying a relic. Killing them will make them drop the relic, and then you'll be able to pick it up. The next collectible type we have are called journals. Now, there are 62 total journals in the game, however, only 46 of them are found in permanent locations on the missions, while the other 16 that remain are found randomly in chests as you progress through the game, and they will unlock in a random order. Those are just going to come through natural progression. Last but not least, we have probably the easiest collectible type in the game, and those are cats. As you're walking through the mission, you will hear a loud, audible cat noise. This means that a blue cat has spawned. You shoot it. If you shoot all 6 in a level, you'll be able to get access into the cat door at the end of the mission, and then you will find the golden cat idol inside of that room. These are pretty basic. Now that you have an understanding of the collectible types and how they work, let's just jump into the game with mission 1, Harbin's dig site. Also, keep in mind that at any point, feel free to pause the game, and you should be able to see an ongoing counter of each collectible type on the left side. As soon as we start the mission, run forward and look into the second tent on your left in order to find your first journal.
Riveting reading.
Then you'll want to continue along the path, and you'll notice a cat spawn on your left-hand side. Keep in mind that cats only spawn if you're standing in a certain position, so you might need to walk a little bit more forward than I am in this video.
Cats. There's no negotiating with them.
Just a little bit later on, you'll exit a cave and notice these archways in front of you. On the second archway, find a cat on the top right.
See what this little blighter is hiding.
Next up, I'll show you where to shoot your first jar. Feel free to continue in the level. You can shoot this from multiple locations, but if you walk through the archway and look towards the British flag, you should notice a small jar standing on top of some wooden beams. Feel free to run forward a little bit deeper into the level in order to see it a little bit more easily. For example, see it from here. Next, we'll find our first relic by continuing in that same area I was just at, keeping on your left and finding the 6-symbol puzzle. You'll need to input the solution, which is above this door, into the door panels in order to open it. Then you can run forward through this cave and interact with the kind of large container in order to unlock the Calendar of Ra. You should also unlock an achievement or trophy for doing this for the first time. From the previous collectible location, you'll want to run back into the large open area where you need the scarab key. Ignore that objective for just a little bit, and if you run towards the water, you should be able to find a journal called a Tricksy Little Missy. And at any point, if you want to keep track of your journals, you can also pause the game to see an ongoing counter. You can press Y to look into your journal to actually read individual journal entries. Next up, we have relic number 2. This is after opening the gate with the 3 symbols on it. If you stick to the right-hand side, you should be able to kind of loop around and find this somewhat hidden room. Inside of the room, you'll find a relic container with the sundial of Ra inside.
One for the collection indeed.
Now, this path we took was pretty optional. We didn't have to come here at all. So if you go the normal route, which is actually going to the left when you enter this area and kind of going up the hill, you should notice a cat spawn on your right-hand side along this path after climbing up this small ledge.
infernal cat. Bother the brigade. No.
Now, the next relic is called the Sickle of Thoth. It is dropped by an enemy after going into the area that was locked by a scarab key. As soon as you enter, there will be a small cinematic and a bunch of enemies will attack you. If you keep an eye out to exactly where I'm looking, you should find this enemy running across. He will eventually disappear if you're not quick enough on killing him, though. After killing him, you will actually have to go up and pick up the relic. Keep that in mind. Now, I'm basically staying in the exact same area as before, but this time I'm kind of ignoring the enemies, entering into the area, and then sticking to the right-hand side, climbing up these ledges. And then the path will veer off to the right, going uphill, and that's the direction I'll want to go, following the path uphill. You'll notice a cave in front of you, but before going into that cave, you'll want to do a small kind of loop, staying to the right, and then going into this structure. And there is a small wooden bridge here. On that bridge, you can find a very well-hidden journal called Urgent, Send Help.
Could be some jolly useful information there.
Now, from that journal location, we're actually going to go back down the hill and then into that cave I referenced before. And in that cave, you will find a 6-symbol door, and the passcode is going to be kind of on the opposite side of the cave. You'll input the 6 symbols. I've already input like 4 of them, so I'm going to just kind of, finish it off with the last symbol here. But once you open up this door, it should bring you to a staircase, and then go down that staircase and find the relic. Keep in mind that all the puzzles pretty much in this game have 3 strikes and you're out, so don't just go in guessing. Make sure you find the right, proper order of everything you need. From that relic, we're going to find cat number 4 by going back to the cave and then continuing along it as if we were trying to get to the other side from where we entered. As we kind of reach the end of the cave here, we should have a cat spawn on this bridge ledge. Behind us, though, because it will spot us once we make progress across the bridge.
Shot. Pity it's just a statue.
Continue along the bridge in order to find the jar sitting right here. This should be number 2 out of 4. Keep in mind, if you're playing in co-op, make sure everyone shoots it. You'll eventually reach this area where you'll need to use your amulet on a large blue crystal. Before or after doing that, you should be able to find a journal kind of off to the side on the right.
Oh, jolly good. A nice bit of reading. Excellent idea.
After interacting with that crystal and then defeating all the enemies, you should break apart that kind of red gem and the door should open. Take the left door and then stick on to the left-hand side, going all the way to the end. And you should find your 5th journal sitting on some boxes here.
I love a good yarn, me.
Next, we're in the final outdoor area. There's a scarab key that needs to be taken and then entered into a door to progress. But before doing that, we're going to walk forward and then turn around and look behind us. And on one of the columns from where we entered, we should find our 3rd jar. Then, if we proceed into the kind of bottom area, right in the middle, in the lowest point, we should be able to find a tent, and near that tent, a cat should spawn as we walk by.
See, now a dog would have avoided that.
Next up, what we'll need to do is go and get the scarab key in order to get the passcode for the 6-symbol door. You'll need to shoot these 3 shields that open up and show a blue light inside. I'm currently showing you their 3 locations. If these aren't open for you, you'll need to interact with the door in order for it to give you the mission that you need to get the scarab key, and then those shields should open up for you to shoot them. Once you shoot all 3, you'll notice that the light from them kind of travels across the map, and then it'll open this door near where we entered the area. Inside of here, there is no collectible, but there is the scarab key we need, and there's also the 6-symbol, solution to the puzzle here. So take that solution and then enter it into the door in kind of the middle area. And once you enter inside of here, I'm only going to shoot the last 2 because I already had the first 4 kind of inputs put in. You'll enter in here and find your 5th relic.
Ravishing relics. Good find.
Then, upon getting the scarab key and using it on the door in order to open up the next area, you should be able to find a journal directly in front of you next to the person here.
She'll be greatly missed.
From that previous collectible location, you'll notice this large floor puzzle in front of you you'll need to progress. Instead, do this side puzzle where you'll see the snake. Connect the snake from one end to the other. You've done this 1,000 times in other games before, and you should be able to now go inside and find your 6th and final relic for this mission, called the Bowl of Hapi. Then, after solving that large floor puzzle and entering into the next area, you should be able to proceed kind of down and forward, and the cat will spawn behind you, and then you'll be able to shoot it, and it's going to be up on this ledge. After getting your 6th and final cat, you'll now have enough cats to go through the golden cat idol door. So go inside of that door and grab the golden cat real quick. Then from that little room, you should be able to kind of proceed forward. There will be a little bit of a spook on screen, and you should be able to shoot this final jar on screen here. If you do drop down, you should be able to still shoot it, so I would recommend you do it before, though. And then, last but not least, go into the final area by jumping down. You will trigger a small kind of cinematic here, which I will skip. And you should be able to find your final journal right in the middle of the area next to the person. Thank you guys so much for watching Mission 1. I will have Mission 2 up on the channel pretty much right after Mission 1 is up, and the rest of the game as well. Thank you guys for watching. I hope the video was helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Special thanks to the amazing people on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.